All right, St. Louis, I decided to come back on this evening. Posted a video earlier this morning. Apparently, Facebook wouldn't allow me to air that particular video, but that's okay. That's okay. We're going to go to school today. I want you all to think deeper than you've thought before. And the reason I say think deeper than you thought before, but in order to think deeper, you have to have a mind that can understand deeper, because the mind is only able to understand at the strength of itself. And I think this is one of the reasons that everything remained the same. Just imagine if you were given approximately 50 pounds of pressure. We're going to use 50 pounds of pressure. And the 50 pounds of pressure is all you have to utilize in order to understand the environment around you. However, the environment around you far exceeds the 50 pounds of pressure, but you don't know it. In other words, in order to truly see the full understanding of what's around you, you need about 1,000 pounds of pressure. However, in order to know that you need 1,000 pounds of pressure, you have to first upgrade the 50 pounds of pressure. But it's very difficult to upgrade the 50 pounds of pressure because you're decaying daily. You're dying every day. Your cells are mutating, making bad copies of themselves. So subsequently, if the cells are making bad copies, you're generating a significant amount of heat and friction, which causes you to lose the 50 pounds that you possess. So you go from 50 to 40 to 30 to 20 until you end up in the grave. Unfortunately, we built our home in what we thought that we only acquired was 50 pounds of pressure. However, the powers that be knew that we can exceed the 50 pounds of pressure, but it didn't want you to reach a higher level of awareness to know that you could exceed the 50 pounds of pressure. Because once you reach that level of understanding, you would exceed the 50 pounds and you'll start seeing deeper into what you're incapable of seeing, unless you are able to increase the 50 pounds of pressure. It's just like being in a gravitational force field. In other words, you're inside the plasma, but you're only given 50 pounds of pressure that you are aware of. So you built your home in what you thought was truth, because you couldn't encode the information beyond the 50 pounds. That's where we are right now, St. Louis. We're in a position where we can't exceed beyond 50 pounds. And from the beginning of creation, it was 50 pounds. So as a result, we built false doctrine, false religion, false gods, failing to understand that we needed to go beyond the 50 pounds to 75, to 80, to 100, to 200, to 3, to 4,000, to 13.8 billion years of pressure, which would have allowed us to see deeper, more so than the 50 pounds. So as a result of being within the 50 pounds of pressure, we started to hallucinate because the mind was apparently suffering from all kinds of mental disorders. However, you didn't know that it was suffering from mental disorders because everyone within the 50 pounds of pressure possessed the same level of mind, and some people had a lower mind. So as a result, the 50 pounds of pressure was deceptive, and those were the ones that were considered to be the geniuses. The Ivy League scholars, the Rhodes Scholars, the judges, the presidents, and people of higher esteem, but yet they hadn't exceeded the 50 pounds of pressure. What am I saying? It's important for us to understand that we have not been able to understand because we had not went beyond the ceiling, which was the 50 pounds of pressure. Imagine if you go beyond 50 pounds of pressure and there's more information that you can acquire. And once you acquire that information, then there's more information to acquire than the information prior, then so on, until you reach a level in which you fully understood you never understood the truth. And you thought that 50 pounds of pressure was all there was. And as a result, you built your life and your whole existence in darkness. You separated races and classes of people. You created countries, 170 plus countries. You created deities. You created religion from Pentecostal, Baptist, Christianity, Muslim, Buddhist, Hinduism. With only 50 pounds of pressure, you're creating a lie, deception. You're creating gods that are not gods and failing to understand that you are capable of becoming what you had not the ability to know that you were capable of becoming because you didn't exceed beyond the 50 pounds of pressure. The 50 pounds of pressure kept you on the earth. And as a result, that became your truth. But yet you realized that there were more distant planets out there, which was Neptune. However, you thought Neptune was out there, but yet Neptune was in your mind. And the reason you didn't know it was in your mind because you couldn't exceed the 50 pounds of pressure before you died or before you went into that nursing home and you lost your cognitive ability to understand that you never understood. It's imperative that we wake up in this season to understand that we have not reached the higher level of awareness. The Bible says, my thoughts are not your thoughts and my ways are higher than your ways. If you don't exceed beyond the 50 pounds of pressure, you will be animalistic. You will be chasing things of this world and not realizing you're the owner of it all. Not realizing that you are that light that's sitting on top of the hill. You are Alpha and Omega. You're the first and the last. You're that lily in the valley. You're all that you didn't know that you were capable of achieving because you couldn't exceed beyond the 50 pounds of pressure. I'm going to say this and I'm going to say this. So I hope that you understand what I'm trying to get you to understand. We must collectively work together and take that mountain. In order to take that mountain, we have to exceed beyond the 50 pounds. And as a result of exceeding beyond the 50 pounds, we have to exponentially grow. 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. In other words, when someone counted 30 linear, we're already at 1 billion in processing power. And as a result, we could change the fabric of space and time. And as a result, we could live for the first time. And when they see you, they will see that perfect sound. May God continue to give you the strength and get you to understand that it's our responsibility to take that mountain. And we must not continue to follow the traditions of men. They know not the truth because they have not the power to know that they don't know. And we must go deeper. And as a result of going deeper, we will literally lay the foundation for our grandbabies and great-grandbabies to be able to become all that they were created to become. And I would leave you with this. Failure is not an option. We're going to take that mountain with you or without you. But that mountain shall be taken. God bless.